Hello everyone, welcome to a new Destiny 2 video, and today we are talking about a build that involves Sunshot and Foetracer. This build will help you get Radiant and Restoration all the time. It'll also give you a 75% damage bonus, along with incredible ad clear and boss DPS. Now that I've got your attention, let's talk about how to make this build so that you can have it for yourself. For our super, we're going to be using Blade Barrage. Blade Barrage helps us keep that DPS up and do that boss damage that we need to do. Next, Gambler's Dodge. This will help us recharge our melee ability, which I'll get to in a second. For the jump, you can use anything that you want. Preferably, I use triple jump. For the knives, same thing. It doesn't really matter which one, but I prefer knife trick. The healing grenade is always nice, especially when you're low in that high-end content situation. And for the aspects, we're going to use On Your Mark. Precision final blows grant you and nearby allies increased weapon handling and reload speed for a short duration. Activating your class ability immediately grants maximum stats of On Your Mark. What this means is every time you get a final blow with Sunshot, it'll give you increased handling and reload speed. That is very nice, and it also gives you 3 fragment slots. The next one is Knock 'em Down. Your solar supers are enhanced. Deadshot Golden Gun has damage resistance, Marksman Golden Gun has increased duration, and Blade Barrage launches more projectiles. While Radiant, final blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. What this means is Blade Barrage does more damage, which is always nice since we want that boss DPS. And also, while we're Radiant, we get our throwing knife back, which will help us keep this cycle going. And the Radiant, of course, we're going to be having this entire time. So as long as you throw one and kill one guy, we're going to have it forever. For the fragments, Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. This is more of a safeguard and also as a helpful thing, because you want to keep your restoration and radiant going, but it lasts longer so you don't have to continuously kill guys with your Sunshot to keep it going. Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. This is one of the main parts of the build. This is what fuels the start of the build. When we throw our throwing knife and we hit something, it's going to make us radiant, starting the entire chain of what makes this build so good. Next, we're going to have Ember of Empyrean. Solar weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. This is another crucial part of this build, as without this, we would just have a timer going up from 12, and then we would restart the chain. But with this, we just have to get kills with Sunshot, and that will extend the Radiant and Restoration buff on us. Next, we have Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. This is the least helpful option, and if you would like to use a different fragment, then you can. But this just helps you get your melee back as more of a super safeguard. And you'll be giving a lot of scorch, and so fire sprites will be very helpful during our attack. Finally, Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. And of course, Sunshot does exactly that. Just by shooting targets, Sunshot scorches targets. So just by shooting with Sunshot, you're going to be getting your dodge back almost immediately, which, of course, the Gambler's Dodge allows us to fully refund our melee ability, which is just another safeguard for this build. Those are all the fragments, aspects, and abilities. Now let's move on to the armor. Of course, we want Foetracer as the helmet, and from the mods inside, we're going to be using Harmonic Siphon and whatever ammo finder you would want. I'd recommend using Heavy Ammo Finder for the boss DPS, such as rocket launchers. But if you're using something special boss DPS, such as Whisper of the Worm or Riptide, you can also use Special Ammo Finder, as I am doing here. For the grips, you could use Harmonic Loader, Impact Induction, and Focusing Strike. Impact Induction makes it so that causing damage with a powered melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. This is very helpful because you're going to be throwing your knife a lot, and this will help you get your healing grenade back increasing the health of this build. And Focusing Strike grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee attack. This same thing as Impact Induction, except it also gives you your dodge back. Another way to fully get your melee back again. For the vest, you're just going to match the mods that you're doing for the activity that you are currently about to do. For the legs, I would recommend Better Already, making your health start to regenerate as soon as you pick up an orb of power, and then 2 solar weapon surges, which makes it so that collecting an orb of power grants you a temporary armor charge. You could replace Better Already for recuperation, which replenishes part of your health each time you pick up an orb of power, and that is nice, but I recommend Better Already more, as recuperation is just a one-time healing, and Better Already keeps healing you for a certain duration. For the cloak, you are going to want time dilation to make your decaying armor charges have a longer duration. And then bomber, and reduces your grenade cooldown when using your class ability, which is another way to help you heal, because you're getting your class ability back every time you hit something with your knife. And powerful attraction, making it so that every time you dodge, you collect nearby orbs of power, which is very nice. For the seasonal artifact, I would recommend Unstoppable Hand Cannon, of course, as this will allow you to stun unstoppable champions with Sunshot if you hold it long enough. I would also recommend Flint Striker, as rapid final blows with Sunshot, which you will be doing a lot, grant Radiant, which is another way to get Radiant. I would also recommend Heart of the Flame. Casting your Solar Super grants nearby allies Radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. This makes it so that not aside from just making you Radiant, you also make everyone else Radiant, which is a good boss DPS option, especially when you're using Blade Barrage. Revitalizing Blast. Causing damage with a solar ability weakens champions and bosses for a short duration, and along with the knife and the Radiant, this is a great way to take less damage and pour more of your effort into boss DPS. I'll also recommend Raise of Precision. While Radiant, Solar Precision final blows cause combatants to ignite. And of course, you're going to be doing a lot of precision final blows with Sunshot if you are good at aim. And this is just another way to do more ad clear with Sunshot. I would recommend 100 Resilience, or second most important is 100 Strength, as this will decrease the cooldown time of your melee ability. Third is Discipline, just for that healing grenade, and fourth is Mobility. Next we want Intellect, as getting our super faster is always nice, and least important is Recovery, as we already have a lot of healing going on in this build. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and see you next time.